Okay, guys, I just want to make sure the sound is working. Hold on 2 seconds. I'm sorry I'm a bit late. I think it's working. Okay, let me get the chat up on my phone. Sorry I'm a bit late here, but we have so much to talk about. Just hold on 2 seconds while I get my phone up. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to take this. No, this. Let me just go. Okay, here we go. Questions, please put them in the chat. So, look, I put a video out on coronavirus yesterday in the morning. Hi, David Leonard. David is here. Yesterday early, the day before the day before I was gone for most of the day. So I didn't do anything for this. I put a video out to yesterday morning, and I said, "Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of do uploads from now on, but instead of live videos." But obviously, if you're in the U.S., you know that everything really changed with this last night. So we didn't cover anything, like that in the video in the morning yesterday. So we have so much to talk about. I mean, where do we start? Um, you know, let's just start with overall stuff. 128,000 confirmed cases worldwide. Obviously, that number is higher. Close to 5,000 deaths. Here we go. Let's look at this. Uh, Here's the updates. Iran had 75 deaths yesterday. They had over 1,000 cases. Spain a ton yesterday. We're gonna get to the U.S. in detail. South Korea. So even if China is getting less and less cases, um, Italy, Western Europe, things are coming way up. Look at Switzerland and Norway. I mean, these places had like no cases like a week ago. Um, and you can see the deaths there. So I really want to focus on the U.S. in this stream because I feel like last night, finally, it came to the realization, okay, this is a big deal. So even for me, because I was one of the people saying, well, is it an overreaction or whatever? But last night really changed stuff. So I want to get to. Okay, I'm just gonna. You know what? Instead of going into something now, let me just talk to you guys because I've been watching a lot of coverage for this last night and this morning. So, sorry. Hope that's not coronavirus. So, um, yeah. So yesterday, during the day, there was this big thing about the UMass campuses. I actually went to a UMass school at one point, and they all closed down. I was actually there the day before, and I was thinking, hey, they might have to close, so I should go here today and talk to them. But so those schools closed. So more schools closed, yesterday, and then that was midday, and stuff started happening. And then really last night is when stuff got big. So obviously we had the president's address at 9, so that was talked about a lot. But before that, we had so the NBA season is suspended. We know that. So that was huge. Tom Hanks has the virus. Him and his wife. We heard it. This was all last night in like a span of 20 minutes. Travel to Europe from Europe is suspended, although U.S. citizens, it seems, can get back. Will flights be? I don't know the logistics. And we got all of that and that NBA player from the Utah Jazz has the virus as well, which was one reason it was suspended. So all that came out in like half an hour last night, and even on TV you could tell things were changing. So let's look at some live updates to get more on all this stuff going on. So lots of schools closing, not just colleges. Other schools as well. I don't know what's going to happen with, I mean, they're saying large gatherings have to be stopped. I mean, I don't know if things like how about like a wedding with like 500 people just can't go on, or you have to people just can't come. I mean, I don't know. Okay, Princess Cruises stops trips on 18 ships. Yeah, I was seeing this on the news. Um, yeah, so I was saying in one of the other videos, I'm like, I would not get on I'm happy I got toilet. Yeah, toilet paper has been running out, hasn't it? I haven't been to any stores. I think I'm gonna go to Target because I need to get some stuff at Target anyway. So I'll be anxious to see how the lines are there today. Ooh, 11 new updates, huh? I just put this on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Czech government declares state of emergency. What is this? Trump may sign disaster declaration. Yeah, and states have been, declaring states of emergency, and now that helps them get, more resources and stuff like that, more money. Public access to the Capitol has been suspended. Yes, so White House and Capitol building are not doing tours. We heard that yesterday. Okay, here's more about the Europe travel ban. And what I was going to say before is a few days ago on I don't know if it was a video or stream, I was like, yeah, I would probably not get on a cruise ship, during this. And now we see, lots are, suspending stuff. So let's get to this Europe ban, though. Very badly. Yeah, I mean, it's spreading, I think it was just last night was the real realization that, yes, it's spreading and this is a big deal, Travel restrictions apply to foreign nationals who visit companies. And now this does not include the UK, I don't think. Yeah, here's like some of the countries. UK and Ireland are omitted from these restrictions. So I guess if you're a citizen, like I have a friend who's in London. And I don't know if he's still in London, but he was in London for spring break. I mean, I don't know if I should text him about this or what. But it seems like the UK, it's easier to get back. Stocks paused for 15 minutes. This had happened before it happened again. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then the other thing last night was the Tom Hanks and his wife had the virus. So all this and the NBA stoppage, that Trump's address, all this came in with like a 30-minute period. So look at this. A mission to Mars has been postponed partly due to coronavirus. The joint European-Russian mission to send a rover to Mars was due to launch this year, but has been postponed to 2022. And testing is still a huge issue. Obviously, we know that. And now, guys, what I want to do also is, I said I was going to do this yesterday, and then I was watching so much on this, and then, everything just exploded. But I definitely want to get some kind of dashboard up for you guys to just leave live when I'm not on the air, so you can come back. Something with, there is that dashboard I'd used before with the case numbers, but I want to get something where like half the thing is updates, especially because there's so much going on in the U.S. If I have like the CNN, this live, thing updating, and then a tracker for you guys, that would be really good. Now I also may, before I do that this afternoon, I may stream some storm coverage. There is a threat of some tornadoes today. I'm in the United States, so I do want to kind of do that too, because I haven't done weather stuff in a while. But, this is really taking, look at all these new updates. This is really taking, NHL tells hockey teams to skip morning skates. Okay, so this to me sounds like the NHL is probably going to cancel games. I mean, I feel they have to now, So I feel like that's almost like, okay, they're doing that now, and then later they'll say they're canceling. U.S. senators shut down, at least 2 senators have shut down their offices. Mitt Romney's telling his staff to go home. Ted Cruz closing his office to protect the health and welfare of staff. Okay, we saw that. Yes, so stock trading paused. So this happened before. So, huge things happening in the stock market. That's a whole nother side of this. We saw that. South Africa has its first local transmitted case. Usher for 2 Broadway shows test positive. New York Theater. Now there was a soccer player on like the Juventus team, whatever that is, who got the virus. I know that as well. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna be uh, interested to look at like the flight rate. Yeah, let's look at like the flight radar thing, just to see like how airspace looks, because like I don't know if with this Europe ban, are a lot of stop flights just not are going to be stopped. I mean, they have almost no one on them. Let's just go here. Come on, this thing is so slow. I mean, all of these kind of things, Paris to the US, all of this. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But obviously, there's still tons of air travel right now. Let's go. I'll show you. Yeah, let's just look at this. So, you know, I was commenting a lot before when we were streaming, when this was still big in China, how like the map wasn't really filling in. You had kind of the same countries. Africa and South America weren't filled in. Southeast Asia wasn't filled in too much. But then it just exploded. I mean, look at South America. Almost everywhere in South America now has a case. Look at Africa. The Congo now has it's that a yeah, that's the Congo, right? Democratic Republic of Congo. They have a case. A lot of some cases in West Africa, Algeria, Egypt obviously had cases. South Africa has some cases. So it's really only parts of Africa and then this little region here, kind of close to the Far East. South America, filling in as well, or Central America, sorry. So, you know, we'll just have to see what happens, but you know, crazy developments in the last even just 12 to 24 hours. Okay, let's go back. Let's look at this. So many updates. Have to just keep updating and updating. Czech Republic will close borders to travelers coming from Germany and Austria. Okay, Scotland cases are going up. Norway and Lithuania have been the latest countries to shut down nurseries and schools. Norwegian government says employees must have at least 1 meter apart, and gatherings of more than 50 have been banned. That. This is an empty supermarket in Copenhagen, Denmark. Look at this. Death toll in Spain increases from 47 to 84 in a day. Ireland closes schools and universities. Yeah, so like my school, they extended the spring break. Now I go to a pretty small, I got relatively small school, and it's not in a city. It's kind of in the suburbs. It's kind of rural, but they said break is extended a week, the spring break, and they said they're cleaning, and we're supposed to go back after that, but if not, then they'll do online classes. So we've been seeing that in a lot of schools. I know, I mean, I'm in Boston, so I've seen a lot about the schools in this area, but it seems like a lot of schools are moving to the online classes. And even in these other countries, mostly elderly, I guess. Well, see, one of the concerns with this is like because we've been hearing, how elderly and underlying health conditions are most at risk. But the thing is, if you have these gatherings in school or whatever, then these people can get the virus, and maybe it's not terrible for them, but they give it to other people. They give it to people in their house, grandparents, or they give it to random people who aren't will not have as best the time to fight the virus in the advanced tours. India has barred entry of all foreign tourists for 1 month. Okay, so in Denmark, schools are closed for 2 weeks. Uh, Here's like an event with only a few people that usually has tons. Just make sure this chat. Okay, it's working. Good. Austria's first death. Look at these updates. They just roll in so quick. 2 more deaths in England. Look at that. Both patients were in London and had underlying health problems. We saw that. Oh yeah, let's look at this. So this is kind of weird to see. If you go and you look up like NBA games, look at this. Postponed, postponed. Every game here is postponed. So, that's a whole nother thing going on. And the NHL, it looks like, it may be coming to that as well. I mean, obviously the NHL, it's not like the fans are in contact with the players or anything, but just getting all those people in, you're not supposed to have big gatherings. So, unless they would want to do the games with no players, but I mean no fans, but let's see what this has. Look at this. 2 days after Iran declared its first cases of coronavirus, it would become the largest outbreak outside of China. Evidence of unusual activity appeared at a cemetery near where the infections emerged. Two large trenches. So this is supposedly like a mass grave for coronavirus victims. Burial pit. In addition, and say they're meant for coronavirus victims. Yeah, so Iran, it's really bad. Hard to get stuff out of there. We don't know exactly what's going on. Yeah, I don't think I've. What? Yeah, I mean, to see the season canceled, I mean, that's kind of crazy. I mean, okay, so there's been like lockouts, right? With like, NBA or NFL or whatever, MLB, where, they can't get a contract for the players. And, maybe like some of the season will be done. Like I know in the NBA that happened, in I think like 2011. Like the season was shortened. But to just stop the season. I mean, I know like after 9/11 and stuff, like games were canceled, for a week, but then they started up again, and like the like in the NFL and the Super Bowl was pushed back a week, but it wasn't canceled. I mean, it's just like especially, I mean, the season, it's not like it just started. I mean, I think the season was almost over. So now, with that, if they start it up again, you have to plan, all those spots for when, these arenas are open and everything. And what if there's stuff that was already planned? You have to reschedule all the NBA the finals thing. So I mean, I don't know. Who knows? The season could just be canceled. I mean, it just seems like so much to do. But yeah, this is definitely for something in sports. Yeah, to see a whole season just stop just because, not because of a strike. Let's see. Hours after Hollywood star Tom Hanks shared that he and his wife had the virus, the Sydney Opera House would undergo disinfecting measures. So I guess she performed there or something. So there's so much, disinfecting and cleaning going on. Schools even they don't have a virus. It seems are closing for like a day or two to clean. So there's tons of that going on. Look, Brazil cases doubled in one day. Where is Brazil on? Did I take that away? I want to keep that up. Brazil. Yeah, Brazil's up to close to 70 cases. Now, that might even be... Let's see if it's on here. Yeah, so they've been lots more cases there. There was one case there like a week ago. I miss USA numbers. Yeah, so USA, let's talk about the numbers in the US. And I'm going to try to get a map. So right now, the United States has 1,336, keep in mind, confirmed cases. But they're not testing much. So this number is way higher. It just is. 36 deaths. Now let's look at... I've been trying to find a map just of the U.S., but it's kind of hard to find. See, this one has Europe. See, and this is good, and you can see kind of in Western Europe. Look at this. Spain, France, Germany, and then, Italy, the outlier with tons. But, a little better, in Eastern Europe and close to Russia, but, just Western Europe, not good. China, we don't know exactly what's going on. It looks like stuff is easing, but obviously there's been tons of lockdowns there. Updated March 12th. Ooh, this is new. Okay, this is good. I got to bookmark this because I've been looking for a map that's actually updating. So here's a good way to do it. The only states that don't have a case are Maine, West Virginia, Alabama, Idaho, and Montana. Those are the only states that don't have a case. Now, they very well may have cases. But so, California, obviously, the San Francisco area, huge thing there. LA County, Washington is that huge outbreak. New York, things are going up. New Rochelle, there's a 1 mile containment area in New Rochelle, New York, a suburb of, New York City. Massachusetts, most are linked to that Biogen conference. I know in the town I live, yesterday they announced that 2 people have coronavirus. And I think that was tied to that Biogen meeting in Boston. Texas, 33. Florida, scattered throughout the state. Colorado. Obviously, the Chicago area has them. So this is a good map, of the U.S. But yeah, almost every state now is affected. Even Hawaii has 2 cases. Alaska's not on here. There could be cases in Alaska for sure. Yeah, look at this. South Dakota, which had no cases by Wednesday night. Oh, no. Tuesday morning had no known cases and had 8 by Wednesday night. So, once they just start testing, these are going to go way up. Virginia has 9. Definitely some around D.C. for sure. And this would be like Philly. Philly has definitely some around Philly. So let's look at... let's see. Let's look at this, because updates just keep coming out and coming out. I just want to change this. I'm going to put this as... I didn't really look at this thumbnail. Where's that other thumbnail I'd used? Yeah, this one. I'm going to try this one. I didn't really look at that thumbnail. I just kind of found it and then used it. But I think I used this one for a different stream. I do need to kind of I don't know if I want to kind of rotate them, because I don't want to do one for every different stream. But I don't also want to use the same one every time so it gets confusing. Florida's Miami-Dade County suspends all mass gatherings. Sorry for the noise. I think that's the trash truck, I'm pretty sure. So let me see if I can find any more US. I'm going to USA. How long have I been going? Okay. Did we look at the Washington Post? Yeah, we did. Saudi Arabia also announcing its travel ban on Europe. Yeah, and yesterday, this was declared a pandemic, and I mean, obviously, it just was inevitable. NBC. Let's see what the NBC one says. We saw this. Look at this. Senior politician says Japan must plan for Olympic cancellation. So we've been talking about this for a while, about the Japan Olympics, and it seemed like, well, they're going to go on, they're going to go on. But with all of this news, I mean, I would not be surprised if the whole Olympics just didn't go on. Now, obviously, that would be huge, but that's what this senior politician says. Look at this. Disregard the face mask, clutter Hong Kong beaches. Piling up on the beaches. Many are not disposed of properly. And also with that NBA thing, I think so. The Utah Jazz team, those two teams that were playing had to quarantine, and I think also teams that had played the Utah Jazz in the last 10 days have to self quarantine. So, that was one of the reasons. Obviously, they had to suspend the season. TV show Riverdale suspends production. I was looking some of this up yesterday. Now, was the No Time to Die James Bond movie, was it delayed? Because I was trying to look up like movies, postponed by coronavirus, and it came up. Yeah, the film's March release was just delayed until November. So that's a big film that was delayed, like, what, 6 months? Over 6 months? Look at this. Sephora, is that how you say it? The beauty retailer suspends in-store makeup services. I'm going to go to the mall today just to get lunch, I think. I'm not going to stay there too long. But I definitely want to see kind of if anything is different. If there's like hand sanitizer and stuff around or whatever. Is there a new update? No. So this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I think we've talked about, the big stuff. Um, I'm gonna keep you guys updated on this. Obviously, huge things going on. If you're in the U.S. now, I don't know how you haven't heard about coronavirus, but I'm gonna, we'll have to see. Things are gonna happen quickly now, swiftly, especially in the U.S. With these new cases and everything, and these things that are shutting down. So I'm gonna keep updating you guys on this. As I said, I'd like to have that live dashboard thing. I'll have like something like this. I'll have the case numbers. I'll have something like this live updating. You know, um, because there's so many updates from the U.S. now. I think I could even just have this, but I think I'll have that and some stuff on the side. And that way you guys can tune in when I can't be on the air, and at least kind of see what's going on routinely. Um, I'm going to try to have some storm coverage this afternoon. If there's tornado warnings, I think in Tennessee, kind of the mid-southeast today. I'd like to do that as well. So thank you all for watching. Also, I may be changing the name of the channel to Ben's Weather and News. I was thinking maybe I'll do it today because I kind of want to get it done before the storm season. And with this whole coronavirus thing, I kind of just want to get it done so then people can realize that it's not Ben's Weather Tech and Adventures anymore. Not 100% sure I'm going to do that, but if you see the channel and it's called Ben's Weather and News and it looks familiar, well, that's because I changed the name. But so I'm still getting that. I'll still see if I'm going to do that. But thank you all for watching, and I will update you. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll update you more and more on this ongoing virus, which definitely, if you didn't think it was coming to the U.S., it's here. Lives are changing, and yeah. So thank you all, and I'll see you in the next stream.